All right, YouTube family. So in this video, we're going to show you how to make your first $100,000. I don't think that I've done a video about this, but if I have, this video is going to top it off because we're going to go into super deep details. And if we were to start, Jenna and I, if we were to start all over again, how would we make our first six figure? And I want you guys to understand, if we break it down, like if you've never done your first deal, telling you that, hey, you're going to make $100,000 wholesaling real estate is like this gigantic number. But let me break it down for you and so you can understand how achievable this is. So all you need is 4 wholesale deal a year. Okay. And the average wholesale deal is about 25,000. That's an average. Okay. 25,000. So all you need to do is 1 deal every quarter, 1 deal every month. One deal every 3 months. That's it. 4 times a year. That's an extra $100,000 you can add to your income. And I do want to let you know the beauty about wholesaling that I love. You don't need a license, okay? It doesn't matter about your credit score, okay? Because you're not going to buy or fix or flip the property, okay? And the thing is that this works in any city, any states. So today, Jenna's going to give you the knowledge, the information on exactly how to do it. Your goal is to put in the work because nothing works if you don't. Jenna, I'm going to hand it over to you so you can school people here.
I love when you say that. School. Nothing works unless they do, right?
Correct, though.
All right. So I told you that I had some new stuff to show you that just launched in the system, like probably less than a week ago. Stuff you haven't seen yet. So it's going to be super, super cool. It's going to tie into what you're wanting me to show anyways. And first off, 1 deal every quarter is not unachievable. Like, I just want to start out by saying that, like, 1 deal a quarter, like, that is so realistic for people. Oh, yeah. And I was just talking to somebody earlier today and I was like, what's your goal with just getting into real estate? They said to make my first $100,000. And that's literally what they said this morning. I had a call with a friend of mine at like 9 a.m. this morning. And that's just 1 deal a quarter, really, is what it is. So I'm going to share my screen and I can't wait to show you this. I was looking at this the other day, like 2 days ago when I first got my hands on it. And there's not really a lot of times that I have a loss of words, but this is, it like took my breath away, like seeing this. And I'm hoping that it all works out perfectly, because there was a big like internet glitch yesterday in the world, like Cloudflare, something went down, and then like all these websites went down. Zoom was acting up. So I'm hoping that it acts normal. I was playing around with it earlier just to kind of double check it. And obviously it was doing well, but I just wanted to obviously make sure that we have things in order here. But so this is obviously our main screen. Like, this is going to be our main user interface. And this software, guys, this is something that we have designed custom with Khang to be able to help you guys through your entire real estate investing life cycle, helping you find your different motivated sellers, helping you analyze your deals, helping you liquidate the deals. Like, that's the main thing, is we take all the bottlenecks that you're going to run into, and it's going to be able to help alleviate those so that you have the ability to be very, very streamlined. Now, we're always listening to you guys, and there's certain things that we hear. And so again, we take that into consideration and we create new versions of the software.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Okay. Jenna, so for everyone who's watching, okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to show you back when I started real estate 12 years ago, I had to do it the old school. So with 2025, with AI, with technologies, what we're doing is Jenna going to show you the faster way to get your first deal. So in this video, here's what we're going to do. We're going to obviously show you how to make your first $100,000 in real estate, wholesaling real estate. We're going to show you how to find the deal. Jenna just brought up something where I don't talk about much as well. How to find the deal, how to analyze the deal, how to negotiate the deal, and then how to lock up the deal under contract, and then how to sell the deal. You got this, Jenna?
I got this.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So, and again, this is super cool. Like, I just can't wait till you see this. Okay. So normally we're going to come in here. We're going to dive into our property lead section. In this area, guys, like, the whole purpose of coming in here is to connect us with motivated sellers. Now, of course, you guys can go online. You can do different marketing campaigns. Like, there's tons of different marketing campaigns. There's tons of different ways to find motivated sellers. But the easiest way here for us is to come in here, put in our geographic location, and be able to come in here and connect us with some of these different types of motivated types of leads, so that we can, look at people that are behind on taxes or vacant properties or somebody who inherited it or a foreclosure or things like that. Now, obviously, we can get into these different sections, but really the hottest thing that I want to talk to you guys today about is going to be artificial intelligence, AI. Now, again, we've talked about AI in the past, but nothing like we're going to talk about AI today. Now, when we first get started, a lot of you guys are probably brand new. A lot of you guys are probably thinking, geez, I don't even know where to invest. I don't even know anything about my market. And so something that we've done and we put into our system is we've built something called our heat maps. And so you can go in, you guys have nationwide access to these leads. You can come in here and you can search anywhere across the country, no matter where you're located.
Ooh.
And now we have these heat maps that are basically going to tell you everything about all the different markets. So if you're doing things out of state, you're doing things across the country, virtual, no matter what you're doing.
Wait. Okay. Jenna, I don't mean to interrupt. Okay. So could you show me where to get the heat map? And so either they have the basic or the pro, the pro plan, they all get access to the heat map.
So this is going to be the pro. I'm showing you all pro things today.
Okay. So this for those of you who signed up for the pro account, not the basic.
Those of you who already have the pro, this is already happening in your account. So what we have done is we have added so many new things that you're grandfathered into. Those of you who don't have any of them, this could be something, if you say, you know what, this is like, I need these things, this can help you determine which package you want. Those of you who have the basic package, you could always add these after the fact. You don't have to add them now. You don't have to do that now, but I'm just showing you what the system can do.
Okay.
So you can go in. So to find it, you just come in here, go into your overlays right here, and you just hit this little button to turn the heat maps on. And when you do that, you can either sort it by the county, or we can be very granular and look at even the zip code. So let's start it out by the county. So we can come in here and we can basically say, all right, Nassau County in Florida, average property values are $557,000 here. Now, those of you who are new, like the reason that this is important is because we need to be able to figure out, what does our market entail? Like, what is the average properties in our area? Could there be a $1 million property? Yeah. Could there be a $200,000 property? Yeah. But we know that the average property value is somewhere around $557K. Now, a lot of times people, especially if you're out in those competitive markets, like I hear a lot of people that are out in like Vegas, or a lot of people that are in like certain parts of the country, they're always like, oh, my market, or in Phoenix, they're like, my market is so competitive. There's too much investor competition. Okay, so what we can do then is we can break it down even further. Like, let's break it down per zip code. So we can come in here and we can say, all right, maybe you may say this area is a little bit too expensive for me. It's like, 425,000, or this is 500K. This market is too expensive. Okay, well, let's look over here, 305,000, or maybe over here where it's in the 200 range, or over here where it's in the 150 range. So you can literally click all the different zip codes in your entire country to be able to figure out, where is the best area to invest. Now, taking it to the next level, what we've done is we've added in this different section here where it has the flips per county and zip code. So not only are we basically telling you what average property values are, but now we can look at it. Let's start out by county. And we can basically say, all right, this Nassau County, in the last year, there was 336 different flips that were done with an average of a $37,000 profit. So we can break it down. We can click on any different county, like maybe this area here. Maybe this one's not the best county because we saw that there's going to be most people lost money in this county for whatever reason. So maybe the market drastically changed. Maybe something happened, not quite sure. But this area here in Florida, 62 properties were flipped in the last year, and people made an average of $76,000 in this area. Now, again, we can break it down further. Like, look at it, per zip code. So, you can come in here based on all the different zip codes. Like this one here, 18 flips, about 70,000. This one, only 11, and people lost money. So again, you can click on all these different areas. And this is something that's not super, super new, but it's something that's newer, especially you haven't seen it. And then this is something that is fairly new, the Signal AI. We were just actually working on it as of yesterday. So let me see if it's actually up and running correctly. Now, they actually still are working on this section here. But what we do, what it will do, this is something that's so new that the development team's still working on it, is where we're going to score these properties on a scale of, or not the properties, but these different counties on a scale of 1 to 10 based on how hot we recommend to flip in those areas. So that's a little bit about our heat maps. Again, that's just something that is added to everybody's pro account that already has the pro.
So
now, go ahead.
Jenna, you don't know how many times I get these questions every single day. So Khang, what is a good market to wholesale in? I'm in this states. You know, what are some good area that I can wholesale in? Well, this really solves your problem.
Yeah. I mean, and it's cool because, like, let's say you get a lead in somewhere that you're not from, and you're like, I don't know anything about this market, or somebody's asking for help, or somebody, and you're looking to maybe do some stuff. Like, I'm in Pennsylvania, but I also do virtual wholesaling in Rhode Island, a couple counties in Massachusetts, and now in Jacksonville. So I need to know what's going on in the market. I need to know how many flips are being done. I need to know what profits are. I need to know what areas to steer clear from. Now, okay. So do you want me to show you something that's super new?
Wait. Dude, this is crazy. Okay, Jenna, here's what we're going to do for the people, okay? Just to prove you guys that you can literally go into any city, any states, and Jenna can tell you with the heat map, which is good, which is not good. Comment in your city or comment in your states. And then Jenna, you'll be able to tell them, hey, this is probably a good area versus this city's better. This city is not good. Right. And then so you can tell them with the heat map, correct?
Yeah. So we can take a peek at their area.
So comment in your states, and then Jenna will let you know. All right, Shanna. So show me the new thing.
All right, you ready? You sure? All right. So you can imagine the software that we've had before, and if you can imagine ChatGPT merged together, this is what we've created. So now we've integrated a new chat bot into the system that basically is going to help almost be like your own personal real estate assistant, helping you break down properties, helping you figure out what's going on with these different properties, pulling in data, pulling in a lot of information. So I'm going to show you a little bit about it. So you'll see it at the top. Again, this is a pro feature. Those of you who already have the pro version, this will now be added into your accounts. This is something that will happen in your account, so you don't have to do anything different. Anybody who now adds the pro, you'll get all these additional features in addition to all the additional lead types, the additional AI, all the other perks that come along with it. These are things that we are adding additionally to the account just to make it even better for you guys. So you'll come in here and you'll click on this section right here. Now you can ask it pretty much anything you want. And this is just our first phase. So we are already working on phase 2, and I'll give you a snapshot of what phase 2 will entail. But we can come up to it and let's say we drove by a house. Let's say that we just drove by a property and we just want to know about it. So we can say things like, give me the data on 1760 North Myrtle Avenue in Jacksonville, Florida.
Dude, this is wild.
So now, are you able to hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Very clear.
Okay. Because sometimes like when I do this, like it like when I'm using that microphone and it goes back and forth. So look what it's going to give you. Here's the information on that property. So it's going to tell you it was built in 1914, 4 bedrooms, 1 bath. It's going to tell you single family, the year it was built, all the facts about it. It's going to tell you its estimated value is $113,000. On a scale of 1 to 1,000 or 1 to 1,000 or 0 to 1,000, it puts it around 512 to sell it below.
Jenna, so you're telling me that this obviously it's like an assistant.
Oh yeah. Oh, you didn't even get to see what all it's telling.
Hold on. So it's like an assistant that you don't have to pay.
Yeah.
So Jenna, what I want to know is, can I tell that who that AI? They're like, hey, I'm looking to go into this city. Could you analyze the city and let me know if it's a good area to wholesale? And can you pull me a list of, let's just say, tax delinquents?
Oh, yeah. You can ask it anything. Like I was asking it, give me the best properties in Jacksonville to flip.
No, okay. Show me.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Wait till you see this stuff. So you're going to see here, it's going to give you the last time it sold, what it sold for. It's going to tell you all this type of stuff. And look here, it says it's an investor special. So it's going to tell you things like, so it even gives you a picture, but you can click on you can open it up right here in the system. So this is a property that is an actively listed property. So I'm going to show you like one of my absolute, like the coolest, in my opinion, the coolest thing here.
Okay, hold on, Jenna. I need to get my VA jump on this live because they need to learn this ASAP.
Hopefully they don't think that we're replacing them. Tell them
so go ahead.
Jenna. But look at this here. So it gives you, it's like expert opinion. So it basically says, Jenna, this again, it's contacting me by name. So it tells me right here, because what is the thing that we always think about? Is this a good deal or not? When we put in an address, all I did was drive by a property and I took that address and I put it in, and it happens to be an actively listed property. It tells me it's a good investment opportunity. So why? It says it's posed, a strong value add with demo completed, framing is done. It has the after repair value is $265,000. Obviously, it has the potential income for 2 rental units there. It's a motivated seller, it tells us, because they bought it for $55,000. They took out a $96,000 loan and they quickly listed it for $105,000. So it signals that they need to offload it. And it says here, demos done, framing started, means the messiest part is over, and allowing a new investor to focus on the finishing the project. So we can come in here, and of course you already provide everybody with unlimited skip tracing. I'm not saying that we should contact the seller if it's an actively listed property, but if we wanted to, we have their contact information. We have the agent's contact information. We have all the description. We have all the images of the property. We have the old listing, the new listing, the prices from before, the current prices of now. And we can be able to come through and see the AI scores. So, and this is something that is brand new, Khang. You don't even know about this one. So now in the system, everybody that has the pro version, we're giving nationwide artificial intelligence preview, the AI score preview. So before, when you would come in here, like I'm actually going to pull up your sales page just to show everybody here something. So in the past, first off, if everybody wants to know how to get the how to get the software, let me just take you to kingdata.ai. So it's going to reroute you here. We're just going to go to get started, and it's going to show us the 2 different versions here. So you can pay either monthly or annually. And there, again, there's our basic version or our pro. What I'm showing you is the pro version, because this is obviously these tools are more elite. This is not for somebody who's like, maybe I think I'll do real estate this year. This is for the person who's serious. It's like, this is my year. I'm tired of saying I'm going to do it. I need to get some deals done. I'm tired of my job, or I love my job, but I want more extra side money. So when you come in here, you'll see here, you get 1 credit for 1 zip code here, with our basics. So this turns the artificial intelligence scoring on in 1 zip code of your choosing. In this section, you're going to have an entire county. So you can come in here and sort by the AI scores. Now, something that we have done now in this new version is no matter what property you put into the system nationwide, you are able to see the artificial intelligence score for every single property nationwide now. Now, you still have to sort it by your particular territory for your credit, whether it's a zip code or your entire county. But no matter what area, what property you put in now, we will give you the score for every single one of them, where we score them out of 40 years worth of data to be able to tell you, based on billions of data points, how likely we predict that this property will sell at either a discounted price, more towards a landlord, maybe at a discount, or more towards a retail kind of a price, so more list price. But again, just like normal, you guys, everybody has access to this data, the financials, when they bought it, how much they paid, who the lender is, what their mortgage payment is. We have all the transaction history. We have all the interest rates there. You can see all the stuff here. In this section, you can see if they've ever been in foreclosure, pre-foreclosure. You can see all this data here in the system. And again, at the top, you can come in here and you can still pull your comparable properties just like normal. But the thing is, with this package, guys, you have this assistant where they can come in here and you can, and something too, let me show you something that's super cool here. So before you even get started, your assistant wants to know a little bit about you. So you can come in here and you can click on this and you can tell it, first off, it's what do I want to be called? So you can pick whatever name, you can be King Khang if you want to. You can put in any name that you want to be called, but then it asks you what kind of investor are you? So if you're more of a wholesaler, put you're a wholesaler, because the system will start adapting to you. It will learn your behaviors. It will suggest things based on you. You can put in here what your goals are, any additional things that you just want to tell it so that it knows a little bit about you. And then you can save it. So then you can come in here and start asking it some different things about properties. So I can just say, give me some data on the Jacksonville, Florida real estate market. And again, like this is new, like this is just came out a few days ago. So like sometimes, we may run into little odds and ends, like little, little quirks and things, but go ahead. Did you have something you want to add?
Okay. Jenna, I want to know is, okay, could you go ahead and, okay, you everyone that's watching, just type in your states, Jenna will pick a state. She'll go in there. She'll go ahead and walk you through, like, okay, so here's the heat map. Where's a good area? She's going to pull a list. And then we're also going to show you how to find the deals. Once again, analyze, get a deal in the contract, and then sell the deal, all leveraging this one software that you pay either $149 a month or $249 a month, depending on which plan you go with. But Jenna, could you go back to the AI? Here's what I really want to know. Could you tell it to pull the list? Like, I actually want to see it.
Yeah. So, I mean, first off, you can ask it about your market. I think somebody wrote Orlando in there in the chat. Prince did. So we can ask it.
Please.
Oh, wait, hold on. Look, it took your word. Hold on. Let me get it to calm itself back down. It says, all right, so let's put on here. Give me the best properties to flip in Orlando, Florida.
Guys, this is like your own assistant that you don't have to pay for.
I know.
My VA would be scared about, like, my VA would be scared. Now, Jenna, I also want to know is once they pull the list, I know that I know that, KingData.ai also have integrated mailing, like, you can send out postcard letters. Can I use that to, like, hey, you know what? Now that we got a list, I want you to take that list, I want you to upload it, and I want you to send out postcards to all these homeowners.
That will probably be more of a phase 2. So right here, so it says, I found 887 properties in Orlando that are ideal for flipping based on a high retail AI score. So I don't know why it would want to do a high retail. We'd want to do more of a wholesale. Like, actually, let's ask it, because let's do, give me the best properties to wholesale in Orlando, Florida. So again, like, I mean, it's learning. It's because I didn't tell it what kind of an investor I am. So, and what it's going to do is it's going to look at AI. It's going to look at different lead types. It's going to combine different things. So you'll be able to see here. So let's look here. So there's 7,383 properties that have a high wholesale AI score. So it gives you, first off, it gives you a snapshot of Orlando. So average property values, current sales prices. AI scores are average or 879, which is out of 1,000, which is fantastic. And out of it, it gives you a breakdown. So there's 15 with, foreclosure activity. There's 130 foreclosures that it's able to pull. We can see 133 actively listed properties. And then you could open them right here in the lead pipes. So you can click on this, and then it's going to pull all those properties that it just found for you here. So we'll just give it a second here.
Insane. Okay, Jenna, like, guys, this is insane. Okay, you literally, because a lot of people are like, well, Khang, like, this is like the admin work that you would literally have to pay a VA or hire someone to actually do this for you. They'll go in there, they'll learn how to use the software, they have to pull the list, they have to know what's a good area, what not. Now you can eliminate that. And Jenna, I'm excited for phase 2. Right.
Hey, you want to know what happens in phase 2?
Yes, I do.
So phase 2, you're going to be able to upload your own images, or it can pull images like for that all the actively listed properties. We're pulling in live MLS data. So it's going to be able to pull all the images into the system, and it's going to help you estimate all of your repairs based on what the images look like.
No way.
That's going to be phase 2. Phase 2 is going to be able to help you estimate your after repair values a little bit more thoroughly. It's going to help you estimate what you should offer on them. It's going to tell you, and these are just some of the things that we've been talking about, and it's not unrealistic, and it's not that far away. So it will literally be able to look at images and tell you how much it's going to estimate that it's going to cost to fix the property. Like, I'm not saying it's going to do your job for you. The thing is like, you're going to see, like, obviously, like with anything, there's going to be disclaimers because it is computer, it is software. We do want to have your human eyes double checking everything in case something is, you know, as we're going through this testing of it. So, I mean, it's up to us to be the final say so, but it's going to pretty much do a lot of our work for us. Like telling us, is it a good deal or not?
Okay. Hold on a second, Jenna. So you're telling me, dude, you're telling me, okay, that let's just say that someone's on the phone with the seller. All right. And the seller's telling them, hey, the house needs this work, the house needs that. And then you'll be like, hey, could you send me over some pictures of your property? They'll send it over. You can upload it onto the software, and then it tells you how much it costs just to an estimate. Obviously, it's not accurate, and just like you mentioned, but it'll basically give you a ballpark of what they think, the AI think that it would cost to rehab this property based on all the image that you upload.
Absolutely.
That is insane.
Yeah. And you can ask it things like let's say that we want to, if like we're doing Orlando, we can say, show me all the properties in Orlando, Florida that are delinquent taxes and vacant. So hopefully I worded it right. I sounded like a robot, that are delinquent taxes, but we'll see if it's gonna pull it up here.
If it doesn't understand you, it's not gonna understand me.
Okay. So here, I found 365 properties in Orlando that have delinquent taxes. Like, see, it knows how to speak better than I do, and are vacant. And then it gives me all the stats on it. It tells me that the average property values, the current sales prices.
Holy
it tells
smoke.
me out of those, it tells me how many of them were bought in cash, how many of them are upside down, all that kind of stuff. And then let's see here, we can open it in the lead pipes, and then it's going to show me those 365 right here. So again, like, we can take this list, we can select them, and then we could come up in here and do a direct mail. But phase 2, and it may even be, let's see if we can even do it. Let's see if we, again, like, I think it's phase 2, if we can say, take this list. Oh, wait, sorry, here.
Sorry, Jen.
No, it's okay. Let's see here. Let's see if we can say, take the last list and set up for direct mail. I don't know if it can do this. It might be the next phase. Well, let's see. Let's see what we can do. Oh, wait, hold on. I can set up a direct mail campaign. Oh, okay. I guess you can.
What?
Well, I guess it can do that. So yeah, so we could set it up to do the direct mail campaign for us.
Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on a second, Jenna. Hold on a second. I want you guys to all understand what, okay. So the last week, here's what Lon's been doing. Okay. That here's what Lon's been doing that got us I think one property under contract while we're in Hawaii. That's probably going to make us, I don't know, maybe about 35,000 or so. So what she has done is she tells the VA, she tells her assistant, one of them lives in Florida because they work virtual. One of them obviously live in Washington State where we're at. So she literally would have them writing letters, all right, to these homeowners. But now with this, dude, and then we also have our VA goes in here, which is Angeline. She also set it up in here. But now I can, like, we can eliminate that. And it just goes in here and just tell this AI, hey, here's the list you just pulled. I want you guys to go ahead and send that out to the homeowners, whether it's postcards or letters.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can have it like, and let me show you something else it can do. So this is going to be something. So let me just pull the property here, just to use as an example. Give me the data on 8268 Paul Jones Drive in Jacksonville, Florida.
Too easy, Jenna.
Yeah, I mean, so you could just tell it any
address. It's going to make me lazy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's going to make everybody really, really good. That's, I mean, like, there will be no reason not to, do well. But okay, so this is a property here. First off, it gives you all the stats. Again, like, it tells you square footage, bed and bath, like year it was built, what it's listed for, days on market. You can ask it if there's been price drops. Like, we can say, has there been any price drops? Like, let's say that. Have there been any price drops on this property?
Oh, I got another one for you, Jenna. Hold on. I'm getting two. Okay, I got another one for you.
So it did this the other day. So I may have just glitched on it here. But like, again, but one of the things that I want to show you that it can do. So first, like it shows you an image of it. Like we can open up this property here, but this is something that is new to the system. This is Target Match AI. This is another feature we've not talked about yet. And so what you can do is like, if you can imagine like to talk about like what this tool does, like let's say that this is your ideal property. Like let's say that this is one that you've bought or you flipped or you saw and you're like, this is it. Like if I could get, you know, did you ever have like that one property and you're like, if I could just get 10 more like it, you know, like that, like, so you just put in a property, you click on this Target Match AI, and then you're going to say, well, what type, like what kind of an investor am I? Do you want more of turnkey? Do you want retail? Are you more of an agent, or do you want to get them at a discount to flip or to wholesale? And then you can give it like a certain, you know, mile radius. So if you say, you know, within 10 miles, and then we can come in here and we can see a good, better, best, like how similar of our subject property is it, you know, compared to ours. So we could see that there's 124 properties within that certain area that are very similar to that property. And you can go further. Like you can see here, like when we click on this match accuracy, it's basically good, better, best. So you could come in and like, and let's say this list is too big or something like that. Like you can come in here and say, you know what, I want them to be even more laser focused.
Okay, hold on, Jenna. So this is way too much. Okay, so with that feature, Jenna, does that come with the basic plan or the pro plan?
These are all, this is all pro. This is so everything that I'm showing you guys, this is the pro package. So if you already have the pro, this is already happening.
Okay, so and then for those of you, here's something I also want for those of you to understand as well. Like price may change just because of the more features they're adding in. So whoever got in at the price that they currently have now, your grandfather in. I remember when we first talked about this software and they first launched, it was a lot cheaper than it is today. And whoever got in and then stay in, they keep on adding more and more things to it. And then your grandfather in at that price. But once you cancel and you come back in, you have to pay a new price, just so you guys understand. And so you are aware of this. Now, Jenna, before I forget here's something I want. Could I tell that AI to be like, hey, look at all the active listing that's on the market that are 60 days or older with a price drop and go ahead and submit and submit an offer for me to the agent with this formula?
So I don't know, like we won't be able to do the offer submission quite yet.
Okay.
But they were adding in like, so if you were to come in here to this filter section where it has listing info, you're going to see that there's like these certain keywords that we could add in here, like manually. This is something that they were working on as of this week, being able to say like, show me all the actively listed properties in Orlando, Florida that have the keywords TLC, investor special, handyman listed with it. So they were working on that this week. I'm not quite sure if it's actually ready yet, but you know, we could see, you know, we could potentially see the days on market. They were working on incorporating all of this section into the chatbot. We could try it. So like, let's see here. Let's start it out with just active listings. So we can say, or actually let's do Jacksonville, because Jacksonville had way more active listings. So it would give us more to work with. So show me all the active listings in Jacksonville, Florida. So it's going to give us probably a couple thousand active listings in Jacksonville. And then you could keep playing with it. Again, like like the more you work with it, the more it's going to start understanding what you're looking for. So there's almost 5,000 active listings. Let's see here if we can do, show me all the active listings in Jacksonville, Florida that have recent price drops. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be able to do it. Let's see if it can do it. And again, if it's not, it's something we're working on, because this like literally just came out like less than a week ago. So, I mean, we kind of launched it, like there wasn't much beta testing. Let's see here. It just gives us all the active listings here. Like we can ask it, you know, out of all those, which ones are vacant. We can ask it. They were working on those keywords. Let's see if it can do it. Which of those properties have the keywords investor special? It may not give it yet. Like they were working on this week because I was saying I needed it. So it may or may not yet. So they may still be working on it. Okay. All right. They got it. Active listings with investor special. All I had to do was complain and they did it. So there's 40 active listings in Jacksonville with the keywords investor special in the description. Do I want to look at them? Heck yeah. So, so we could come in here and again, like any of these properties, like let's click on this one here. So it's listed. Let's see here, which one looks
Okay.
good.
Every single one of you that are watching this, once again, we're going to go back. We got about another 30 minutes. We're going to show you how to find a deal. So comment in your states, your city, your states, whatever market you're working on. Jenna will tell you if it's a good market. We'll find a property. We'll show you how to analyze that property. We'll show you how to make an offer and then lock it under contract. And then how do you sell it once it's under contract? So comment your city or your state or whatever market that you wholesale in, okay?
Yeah. So this one here, like we can see things investor special, 4-house package. Again, like, you see all the agent info. You can see it's going to tell you this property is currently tenanted and income generating. It has, the inside has been recently renovated with new LVP flooring, ceramic tile. You can see it's close to all these different things. The list price is 105, substantially higher than what it feels it's worth. So it has, what the tax amount is, what it's assessed for. So it says it would make the property a very poor investment. I mean, like, so things like that, like, I mean, it's literally telling you what it thinks. It's telling you, gives you all the contact information for the seller. We can direct mail them if we wanted to. But out of that, and then of course we can go back here. We can keep, which ones are vacant, which ones are this, which ones are behind on taxes. You can take a peek at all those different ones. But these are just some of the things. And just to kind of close out, like with this target match AI, like another reason this is powerful. Let's say that you're one of the cash buyers in my area, Khang, and let's say that this is a property that you recently purchased. I can literally come in here, type in the address of this property and click on Target Match AI and find more properties in the area that literally match all the information that's associated with this. So it's going to look in the Jacksonville area. It's going to look at, and it's leveraging AI. So it's looking at like everything that's associated with this property, certain things about like, would it be sold on a discount, like what the seller's financial situation is. It's looking at the size of the property, bed and bath, square footage, the certain lead types here where it's basically saying, whether they're behind on taxes, whether they're an absentee owner, whether it was a foreclosure. And then it's matching it with all the other properties in the area and then giving me a list of properties that mirror it. And then I can take that list and I can literally market to them. And if somebody wants to sell, guess what? I know you're going to want it because it matches exactly what you just bought. So it's like a way that you can literally take all your cash buyers in the area and mirror your searches that are exactly what they want. So that's one of the coolest features with it for you guys to be able to have access to. But yeah, so I was excited to be able to, like when I was messaging your assistant to ask if you wanted to go live today, I was hoping you'd say yes, because I wanted you guys and your group to be able to see this really before anybody else saw this, before anybody talked about this, before you even saw it. I wanted to be able, and for everybody, this is why I wanted you guys to see it first, because I knew that you may say something about changing the price. So I wanted to get everybody having access to it before you changed anything so they could try to get this slam dunk deal before you changed any of your numbers on it.
Okay. I want all of you guys to understand here is that before that, here's a couple of things I want you guys to understand. So typically, even skip tracing, they're a skip tracing company that will charge you between 10 cents to 25 cents per address. But the cool thing is, as long as you have kingdata.ai, as long as you have the software, I will pay for your skip tracing. That's why when Jenna goes in there, all you need to do is you just click on the property and it gives you all their phone numbers, the emails. Also, too, is if they're on the do not call us, it'll tells you. And I want you guys to understand the basic plan is $149 a month. And then the pro plan, which give you all these access for $249 a month. You guys have access to all of these. I know some of you guys spent more than that on a pair of shoes. And for you ladies, your purse definitely costs more than $249. And it doesn't make you any money. And this is obviously an investment into yourself, an investment into your business, okay? And like I said, you only need one deal every 3 months. You can make $100,000 off this. Jenna, can you go back to Jacksonville, Florida? Because can you also show them all the highlighted in blue?
Oh, yeah. You mean like the ones that are on the wholesale
JV, yes.
Yeah. So when you guys come in here, we launched something a few months ago. It's called our wholesale marketplace. And actually, I don't want to spill too many beans. but we're revamping that. I don't want to say like super, it's probably gonna be pretty soon. I don't want to give a date because I hate whenever I do that and then the development team changes something and it's a little longer. But we are revamping it, and it's actually going to be just called our deal marketplace. So you guys can post wholesale deals and regular retail deals and flips, and no matter what kind of deal it is, it doesn't just have to be wholesale deals now. But
wait. Okay, hold on, Jenna. So before you show them that, let's go ahead and take them back now. Okay, so let's go into Sacramento, California. Sacramento. Okay, so Jenna, can you go in there and you show them, hey, so here's how you find the deal. Here's how I would analyze the deal, because a lot of people have trouble analyzing the deals, knowing what the property's worth, making the offer, locking it, and then you can go ahead and show them how to actually get your deal sold.
Yeah. So no matter where you are in the country, so like if we're searching anywhere in California, it's going to show us all of the available wholesale deals within the entire state. So as the wholesale marketplace gets bigger and bigger, it's going to be a little bit more geographically located. But just like you can see right now, there's only 2 wholesale deals that fellow investors are advertising in the entire state of California. Now, the reason I'm telling you that is if you have a wholesale deal in California and you put it on here, you're only competing against 2 other people to have your deal first and foremost at the top of the list, while over 200,000 users are coming in here looking for deals. So your deal will get looked at. I'm in like this tiny little country bumpkin town in southwestern Pennsylvania, and I put on my deal, and like literally in a day or so, I had 11 people want it. People that were from other states that weren't even from my state wanted it because it was such a good deal. So, I mean, like I had 2 deals that I was just beta testing because it's kind of weird for me to come on here and tell you about a part of the software that I'm not using. So I put on my deals, I put them in the system, and I had 2 deals and 2 of them are done being wholesaled. So I got one of them, it was for like 9K, another one for 12K. Ooh. Just in the last, couple weeks. So, I mean, like it's super simple to do it. You pay $100 for 30 days to have your deal advertised. But the nice thing is if we're coming into the system to be able to find deals to evaluate, you have deals that are right here in blue that are fellow investors, just like you, just like me, just like Khang, that have a deal under contract that they have it advertised in the system. So you can come in here, you can click on them. Like let's take a peek at this one right here. So this is a property right here. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,000 and some square feet. Now, the cool thing is as we revamp this, the system is going to be able to tell you even more. It's going to score these wholesale deals, which is good for us if we're a buyer, bad for whoever's wholesaling it if it's a crap deal, because our system is going to be able to kind of weed through them and say, you know what, your deal is kind of terrible. So it's going to be able to kind of weed it out and have a second set of eyes here. But you can see here, this could be an investment opportunity, a strong motivation. So you can see here, like, and this is something that's new too. We've never been able to tell you when properties have been delinquent for taxes. We just knew that they were delinquent, but we don't know how delinquent. Now we're pulling in other additional sources of data to where you can see here that the property's in pre-foreclosure, so they with a notice of default in April and delinquent taxes for 2024, indicating high owner motivation to sell quickly. You can see here it has a decent amount of equity. You can see stuff about zoning. You can see here, so it gives you key concerns. So it has like a tight rental cash flow issue, because obviously like, look here, I never even saw it say this. This is like, there's moments where it takes my breath away. Like I never saw it say this, like this detailed of stuff. It says, it gives you an estimate of the rental income, somewhere around 33 to 4,100, and it barely covers the current mortgage payment. I mean, like that is so powerful to have a system literally tell you, you know what, your rents aren't even going to make this deal work. So it's listed tax amount is 702, which is exceptionally high and likely an error. So, I mean, you probably want to get it reassessed for taxes if you'd go and buy this property. But again, like we can see all the stats on this, who owns it, all the information. But let's look here. So they have it under contract and they want to sell it for $725,000. And if you think it's a good deal, which probably is not, then you could come in here, contact that seller, and then you could, buy this wholesale deal. So it connects you with them. Coming up, it's going to give you the ability for you to get their data, them to get your data, so you guys can connect. Because one of the things that we were noticing is like, if I would want to reach out to this person, I would, but sometimes people weren't getting contacted back. which is weird that somebody would put their deal on there and not contact back people. So what we started to do is started to think, all right, well, let's give them the seller's information, the wholesaler's information, so that you can directly call them or directly contact them. So we'll kind of connect you a little bit further to be able to help, help you guys move that along. But
so Jenna, Phil has a question, which he said, can I post my land deal on here?
You can post any kind of deal on here.
Commercial, apartment, land, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it can be a mobile home. You can post multifamily. I mean, everything that we're talking about, this is all residential, like something that we don't typically talk about. And I don't want to talk about it today because I don't want you guys to feel like you have to add it. We do have an entire commercial section of the software. It is something extra. So like if you're ever in your accounts, you're going to see there's going to be an upgrade section here. You guys can add the commercial version of the software, like where it's going to have, 50 unit apartment complexes, 100 unit apartment complexes, mobile home parks, RV parks, self-storage facilities. You want to buy a funeral home, you want to buy a golf course, you want to buy you name it. You want to buy restaurants and schools and, you want to anything you can think of when it comes to commercial. We have a whole commercial side to the system. Again, this is all residential that we're talking about, but you can post. That's why we're taking this and morphing it into just the deal marketplace, not just the wholesale marketplace. So you can sell anything, land, you can sell multifamilies, commercial deals, you name it, you can sell it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I want you guys to don't get overwhelmed here. Okay. For those of you who are new, who never done a deal or one or two deals, just stick with single family, multifamily, residential, multifamily. It's good. Okay. Now, Jenna, can we go into, I was talking about Sacramento, California. Let's go in there. Let's pull the list. Okay. And then obviously now let's show her, hey, how to take a property. How do we analyze that property? How do we know what to offer to the seller? And then once you lock it up on a contract, and then, hey, how do we now find the buyer for that deal? Could we go ahead and walk them through that?
Yeah, let's do. Let me see here. I have too many things all selected here. So let's go. Let's look at, hold on. I broke it now.
Yeah. So could you go all the way back and then show?
Yeah, I'll just start it over again because I clicked on too many things. All right. So let's come in here. Let's go into our property leads. Let's do our Sacramento. And I'm like the worst speller in history. So we'll kind of sound it out. All right, Sacramento, we have 216,000 different properties. Let's look at absentee owners. Let's see how many we can get here. We'll give it a second. 56,000. Let's see if we can add delinquent taxes on top of it. 2,000. Again, like you can keep playing around with it and make your list as small as you want it. 128. This is a baby bite-sized list. Okay.
Okay. Hold on a second. So everything that Jenna just told you, just showing you here, this is the pro. The pro is where you can list stack. So which means you can go in there and you can tell them, hey, I want it to be absentee owner and it's also in tax delinquents, and then you can just add on it. But now what happened if someone just have the basic plan, Jenna?
Yeah, I'll share. I'll show you I'll show you the back alley way of doing it without having to have.
Hey, so Jenna's going to give us the cheat code. Okay.
Yeah. So if you don't have, let's say that you have the basic where you can only pick one at a time, then what we're going to do is we're going to hit the tax delinquent. And then what we'll do is if you go into this ownership info right here, you're going to see that it has in-state or out-of-state absentee owners. So what we can do then is we can click on these and it basically is stacking a list for us with, I don't know why it's doing that. I'm clicking too many things too fast. So let me come back in here and select it, Sacramento. So let's come in here. Let's come in and we're going to do the tax delinquent. And then we're going to go to that ownership info. And then we're going to do in-state and out-of-state right here. I don't know why it's doing that for me. And maybe just I don't know why it's doing that. But normally it should work. Again, like yesterday, like the world of internet was down. So I don't know if there's certain things still with Cloudflare that are down. But what you would do, and we've done it before, it should work. And I can log out and log back in. It just may be some kind of glitch right now. But we would select the both of these and it would give us that kind of like a mock version. So let me me log into, I'll actually log into one of my other accounts here that should be.
Okay, so while Jenna do that, I want to know from, okay, and I want to let you guys know that you can always upgrade and you can always downgrade. So let's just say that you have the basic plan and you'll be like, hey, I want to upgrade it to the pro plan. You can always do that. Or maybe you have the pro plan. You're like, dude, I'm running out of money. All right. You can always downgrade it to the basic plan. Okay. So now I want to,
I got it going. It's good now. I just had to kick it, you know?
Okay. So Jenna, I need to add I think you need to share it so I can add it to, okay. Hold on a second. And then Jenna also she'll show you, okay, so if you want to upgrade, downgrade, whatever it is, you might have to reach out to the team and she'll give you all the phone number as well.
Yeah. And the thing is too, guys, like just so that, like Khang had said, like you can do this monthly. Like you can get this for a month, see how you use it. Like anything you ever do, anything you ever add to your arsenal of tools, like you have to look at it like, am I going to have a return on investment? And of course, like we would love for everybody to buy this so everybody could, you know, obviously have it and obviously it would benefit Khang, but there's no purpose to it if you're never going to use it. So
Right.
if you add these tools and you're like, and you never do real estate, that's not really doing us any favors because then it just makes our stats lower as far as everybody's success. And then you got to cancel it. So if you go ahead.
I'm sorry, Jenna. I also want to add on this, and this is just my personal opinion. Okay. I do believe that you need to stick with it for at least 3 months. Like Jenna said, try it out for a month, see if you like it. But I do believe that if you want to see results, that's why we're doing this video, showing you how to make your first $100,000. Okay, leveraging this badass software. Okay, and all you need to do is one deal, just one deal every 3 months. So to me, give it at least 3 months. So if you have the basic plan, okay, so 149 times 3 months, that's under $500. $500 that can potentially turn into $25,000. Obviously, it's not a guarantee, but I'm just saying that is an investment that you want to make into yourself and into a business. Imagine if you just make $25,000 just in 3 months on top of whatever you're currently making. This is something you can do part-time. And before that, you guys don't understand. I have to hire a VA. I have to show them, hey, go in here, you know, hey, go in here, do this, pull the list, skip trace the list. And I remember paying over $1,000 a month in all these different software and program that I have to use, obviously, to do what this does. And now this is extremely cheap. So for us, for our software, for our real estate anyway, this is the only one that I have now. I don't have to download another software for skip tracing. You guys know how much I used to pay in skip tracing a month? A month. Dude. Probably I'd say over $20,000 because we'll pull a gigantic list and we'll have to skip trace it. And this company would charge me about 20 cents a pop. And now you don't have to pay for skip tracing. The investment is only $149 for the basic because I know Mark asked how much it is. And so, I mean, Jenna's going to also show you exactly how to sign up, how much it costs. I think she went over it. But if you want to downgrade, upgrade, or whatnot, it's all there. But I do agree with what Jenna said. If you're not planning to use it, just don't waste your money. I mean, don't even watch this video because a lot of you, dude, you have enough information. You watch enough video. I think I pump out over 3,000 video on YouTube. Now it's time for you to execute on it. Believe in yourself. Have a little convictions. Stay committed for at least 3 months. See, you got nothing to lose besides $500.
I like it. Yeah. It's like a gym membership. Like if you sign up for the gym and you go 1 week and you don't change your eating, or maybe you don't even go for the first week, you just don't even go to it, then obviously you know what your results will be. But if you go to the gym, you stay consistent with it, you give everything you have to it, and you know, within a month you're going to start noticing a difference. Within 2 months, you're going to notice a difference. By 3 months, you're a different person. And that's the way that I look at this. Like, are there going to be days where real estate's hard and sucky? Yeah, just like anything. But then there's going to be days where you're going to knock yourself over just by some of your results. So, you know, it's just all, it's all what you put into it is really going to be, there's no secret really to success other than doing the things on a consistent basis that most people won't do. Really is what it comes down to. Coming in here and looking at these motivated sellers and reaching out to them. The fact that you don't have to pay anymore, like this is something like the unlimited skip tracing. This is not something that used to be part of this. This was something you guys used to have to spend 15 cents per person, every single person, because that's what Khang is paying for every single person to be able to have your skip tracing in here. This was not something that was part of it. So now you don't have to wait. You don't have to pay. You don't have to do that. Like if you guys are skip tracing on a regular basis, the amount of money that you are saving from not having to skip trace is covering what your monthly membership should cost. And that's why, like I'm saying, like you can pay for it for the year. Like if we were to come in here, like we can just talk about like the prices. So you can see here.
Hold on, Jenna. Yep. I just want to answer this question from Mark. Mark said, hey, I think he said he's done one deal over in 2 years. You know, a lot of times what get people from wholesaling is because the amount of cost that it takes to get a deal. They got to pay for this. They got to pay for this. They got to do this. They got to do this. There's so many things you have to do. And like I said, with this software, with all the upgrades and everything that they're adding on, you can literally go in there and tell them, hey, here's the list to pull. Hey, now that you click on the list, boom, there's the list that's ready to go. Boom, you click on the property, there's the phone number. All you do is pick up the phone and start dialing. That's it. Before that, you would have to go to the software. You would have to get the list. You have to go in there and pull the list. You have to do a bunch of criteria right? And then after that, you take it, you download it, and then you upload into another software. You got to skip trace it. And then once you skip trace it, you got to like there's so many steps. But now this thing here, it makes it so simple. And and to me, the cost that I look at, because a lot of times you don't know how good you have it until you had it bad. Like I remember paying over $1,000 a month. That's why when I look at this, I was like, dude, this is stupid cheap. This is just so cheap. But I know for some of you, you had it good. Right? Like you just saw this and you have nothing to compare to. So that's why I have to explain to you how much it used to cost me for you to get this for how much it is today. But anyways.
So when you come on to kingdata.ai, when you come in here and you go to get started, you're going to see there's the two different versions that we've been talking about, the basic or the pro. Again, if you start out with basic, you can always start out with basic and you can always add on the features that we've been talking about with pro. If you have the pro version and you're like, look, this is getting a little bit pricey for me, you can always contact our support team and I'll show you how to do that. And you can always downgrade to the basic version. But you can see here, you can either pay monthly or annually. So if you pay annually, you're going to see it is a little bit cheaper. You're going to see here, it breaks down to about $99 a month, but it is one lump sum that you're going to pay. So if you were to take 99 times 12, whatever that number is, that's the number you would pay because it is giving you a little bit of a discount, 33%, or you can do it monthly. And if you do it monthly, then you obviously like you could cancel at any time if you want to, if you don't feel like you're going to use it. But like, if you're going to add it, you got to give it a chance. You got to give it the time. You got to give it a month, 2 months, 3 months, at least those amount of time just to be able to experience it because we know it works. Again, it's only going to work if you put in the time, just like anything. But whenever you guys come in here, like when we come into our system, like when you were talking about the Sacramento, so you'll just put in your geographic location. We have these different type of motivated lists that we can target. So if we want to do the delinquent tax activity, so that's going to bring us to a little under 6,000 different people. And then if we're going to go down here to the ownership info, if we click on these two different buttons here, it gives us, it just worked for me 2 minutes ago. So I don't know what I'm doing here. It just worked for me like literally 5 minutes ago. Wow. Okay. So here we go. I'm just clicking too quick. So you can see here, if we just like, this is one of my absolute favorite lists. Like if I want to target, like if I want to be really, really hyper focused, I'm going to select the out-of-state absentee owners because these are people that own the property that don't personally live in it and they don't even live in the same state as the property. Now, again, like we don't have to focus on that. We can do in-state as well. We can do just in-state, not out-of-state, whatever, but it narrowed us down to 175 different people that own a property that don't live even in the same state as that property, and they're behind on taxes. Now, again, like we can click on any one of these different people here. We can see it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, a little under 2,000 square foot multifamily. You can be even more hyper focused. Like if you say, you know what, I really only like to buy single families, you know, you can get rid of the rest. Or if you say, I only want land, or I only want properties that are at least a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom, or I want something that they've owned it for at least 10 years or more, or I want it to be owner occupied, or whatever it may be. You can look at like their debt to income ratios. And I want to look at people that bought the house 7 years ago and prior, or people that are in a pre-foreclosure scenario. Like whatever your niche is, you can totally search for that. But we can click on any of these different people here. Like, you know, again, like we can click on any one of these different properties and it's going to tell you all the stats on it. It's going to tell you who owns it, how much they paid for it, the year it was built. Again, this is everybody has access to this. We can see the financials, if they have mortgages, what their mortgage payment is, interest rates, all the transactions, everything about it.
All right, Jenna. So now, okay, let's just say that we found this property. The next step is how do we analyze this property so we know how much to offer to the seller?
Yeah. So again, there's different versions of the software. So if we wanted to come in, do you want me to pull up the version where we have our different analysis tools, or you want me to just show you how to comp it, or what are you?
I'm thinking if we can just show them how to comp.
Okay.
Right here. So that way we can figure it out. And then obviously what to offer the seller, because I know someone in here mentioned. So now how we know what to offer the seller.
Yeah. So in everybody's accounts, you have a comping tool. So it's pulling in on market. And we actually, you may not even have seen this new comping tool.
But hold on a second, Jenna. Can you go back? Because I'm sure people have missed what you just clicked.
Yeah. So I'm in the property right now. And also before we even get into it, like we're integrated with Google Maps. So I can click on this, looks like a little person, and it will take me to the street view as long as Google has been there. Or I can literally click on this and it will take me to Google results where I can see if the property's ever been listed, if I can see anything about it, you know. So it gives me the ability to kind of virtually be there just so I can know what my property even looks like. And, you know, things that I would want to look for is like the age, the size, things like that. And then all that you're going to do is click on comparables.
Okay. Hold on a second. So Jenna's going to show you guys now how to run comps, figure out what this property's worth. But earlier, Jenna also mentioned about, you know, how you can actually go on in the streets with Google and then see the property. For those of you who wants to like do drive for dollars virtually, I'm going to have Jenna actually kind of briefly show you exactly how to do that as well. So maybe you can custom build your own list.
Yeah, let's see here. Let me see it.
Sorry, there's too many things in this that I'm going back and forth on a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, so let's see where it threw me at here. I got to find out what street. So we're looking at 18th is where we want to be on. So let's see.
So you guys can click on that click on the person and be like, you know what? Why don't I just drive for dollars? If you want to drive for dollars virtually, you don't have to get into your car. This is something you can do at home.
Oops, I'm in the alley. Sorry, that's me in the alley. Okay, so I'm on the right street. I just got to figure out which one is this? I'm on. That's 15. So I want to be. It's this one.
Okay, hold on a second, Jenna. Here's my next question to you. So let's just say if someone be like, hey, you know what? This is cool. I want to do drive for dollars because I want to build my own list, right? So can I click on that property and add that property to my list, skip trade? Well, I mean, you know, and then get the homeowner phone number and start calling them.
Yeah, the version of this is like one of your older accounts, so it doesn't have the unlimited skip tracing, but normally everybody's phone number pops up right here.
Okay.
So as soon as you so if I were to type in that address, the phone numbers are right here. So I could call from right here if I wanted to. So I don't have to skip trace them because it's automatically is done for me.
Got it.
Just like I showed you guys earlier, how the unlimited skip tracing works.
So, okay. So Jenna, so if I were to go up and down the street and if I were to see a property, all I need to do is click on that property.
You would just, all you're just going to do is grab the address and then throw it into the system because like once you're in Google Maps, you got to get back into the system because we're outside of the software.
I got it.
If we're in Google. So like, because right here, like this is the subject property right here. Yep. So, you know, the nice thing is like, first off, like we can see how busy the street is. This was taken in February of 2025. And the cool thing is too, is like how Google Maps works is like we can look at more dates. So we can be like, like let's say that the windows are boarded up and the doors are boarded up. Like let's take a peek and see what it looked like back in January, 2 years before that, or in October of the year, 2 years before that, 3 years. So we can get a snapshot of how this area has transitioned. So if we start seeing things like overgrown, we can start looking like how long has things been vacant, if it is vacant. But we can see how much does the need updated. We can see how busy the street is. What do the surrounding properties look like? Are we on a main road? Do people have garbage in their yard? But I mean, like this is literally virtually, is that an orange tree? So I mean, I wouldn't think that to see an orange tree in Sacramento, but I guess you can get an orange tree right there. But I mean, we can literally, drive around virtually and get an idea of what it looks like. But I mean, that's how we're incorporated into Google Maps. But, so if I want to start comping, so if I want to know what this house could sell for, because when we go to comp, like when we go to analyze a deal, like there's three main numbers that we want to focus on. Like the first most important one is what will it sell for when it's done and finished and beautiful and hits the market, the after repair value, or ARV. Next, we want to be able to see, obviously, if it needs any work, how much will it cost to renovate it, to bring it from where it currently is in appearance to what it needs to be for it to comp and sell, kind of similar to these granite countertop, stainless steel appliance kind of houses that we're using for our comparables. And then our third most important number is going to be, what do we get to offer on it? And a lot of times people use like little simple formulas, like you'll probably hear like the 70% or the 80% rule, where you basically take what the house will sell for and times it either by 70% or 80%. And that's your all-in number, which means the number that you can buy it for and fix it for. So depending on whether you're in an overpopulated, busy, higher price point area, like I may use more of an 80% formula versus like maybe a cheapy kind of a market where there's less investor competition. I may focus more, like me personally, I focus more on a 70%. Whereas Khang may do more of an 80% because his houses sell 5 times what mine sell for. So he has the room in his to be able, like 80% of a $500,000 house is probably going to be better than my 30% or my 70% of $100,000 house. So you can, kind of play around with your numbers, but however you decide to do it. But for us to be able to figure out what will it sell for, we have to look and see what is selling that's going to be as similar to our subject property as possible. So we'll click on our comparables button and it launches our comping tool. And this is new. Khang, you may not have even seen it since we kind of revamped it, because a lot of times people didn't know what the different colors meant. So we did. And actually one of the things too, is we're actually pulling in rental values as well now. This is something that we never did before. So you'll see here the different listing status. So we can look at what has sold. We can look at what is actively on the market, which is our competition. Like most of the time, like you're never going to comp your property based on what other houses are for sale for. You want to look at what has actually sold and closed, but sometimes it's still good to be able to see what's active because that's your competition. Like even if we have comps at $1 million, but there's houses that have been on the market for the last 6 months lingering at 900K, then it may make us kind of reevaluate our after repair value. But then we can also see what is active or what is pending or contingent or under contract. So houses that do have an accepted offer but have not physically closed yet. So you can kind of get rid of them. Also, something new that we did put into the system is like we're pulling on market and off market sold properties. But if there's ever a time where you say, look, I only want on market properties that were listed with a realtor on the MLS that sold, you can click on solely that. Or if you say, look, I only want off market sold properties, then you can obviously just select that one, or it's going to default to both of them. And then again, you can see here where you can click on and see what all the rental values are, like properties that have actually rented in your markets. But then, we can come in here and we want to try to find as similar properties as possible. So if ours is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, about 2,500 square feet house that's built in 1918, a house that in 2018, that's not very similar. So we may want to come in here and maybe say the most we want to do is like 1940 or 1945 or something like that. If we have, a house that's, we could come in and say, I only want to see a minimum of a 3-bedroom. Or you may say, you know what, this area, like one street to another is so different. So you may only want to go a 1/4 mile or a 1/2 mile. A lot of it's just going to be dependent upon like what your area is. Like I'm not from Sacramento, so I don't know if like, anything below this Route 50 is totally night and day, or I don't, and like, and you can change your time frame. Like I never would recommend going more than a year. If you want to, by all means, we give you that flexibility. But if you want to do the last 3 months, and if I have a single family, then I'm only going to look at single family unless my goal is to take it and duplex it out or make it into a 3-unit. So I'm only going to look at what I have. And then again, like then we can basically just click on the word sold and see the ones that are the most expensive ones first that would most likely indicate that it's more renovated. And then we can go from there. Like if 0.9 miles is too far away, then obviously that would not be the best bet for us. But we can click on any one of these here, and then it's going to take us directly in, and we can kind of take a peek. Sometimes in California, in my experience, they don't show you the images after a certain amount of time, which is kind of weird. But so this property, we can see it was a 3.2 that sold for almost $3 million. Again, like it was a little bit bigger than our property. We can see it's still a fairly older property. And we'd want to kind of make sure that that is a similar kind of a style as ours, but just for the sake of time, let's just kind of say, yeah, and then we would go to the next one, and then we'd go to the next one, and we can kind of take a peek and see what has sold. But like, let's just for the sake of time say that these 3 were good ones. Then it's going to give us our average somewhere around, 1.1 million is going to be our after repair value. So when we go back then to our subject property here, we can basically say, okay, if it's going to be a 1.1, then we're going to take that, times it by your 70 or 80%, whatever you feel, minus out whatever repairs you think. And sometimes people have really easy formulas. They can take X amount per square footage, or they may just say, it's going to be an easy renovation is this amount, 80K or 40K or 100K. Where they just factor in an extra 10K for every, mechanical thing. But you can factor in these repairs super fast and then be able to give you your offer amounts. And guys, in all your offers, you're putting in contingencies. Like you can put in any contingency. Like on mine, I put in my offers are contingent upon my final walkthrough prior to closing, which means I can walk through the house right before closing and say, you know what, I don't like it. And I can walk away and get my earnest money back. And nobody's going to come and take my birthday. Nobody's going to come and do things, so you can always walk away. You can be contingent upon an inspection, contingent upon approval of your partner, contingent upon anything.
Yep.
So.
And now that Jenna pointed that out, this is the one thing I love about wholesaling. Like if you do it right, if you set up your contract correctly, it's almost risk-free because you can always walk away and get your earnest money back. But I don't like to obviously tell you guys that, there's always risk. And my whole thing is I've been in the game for 12 years, and I can tell you right now, not every single property that you get under contract, I don't care how experienced you are, and I don't care how long you've been in the real estate games, 40 years, 50 years, it doesn't matter. If you do enough deals, there will be deals where you get under contract and the number's off, and you have to go back. You either renegotiate with the seller or you cancel the contract. And I know when you first started out, you never done a deal before, you've done one deal or 2 deals, canceling the contract might be very scary. I know for those of you, especially new beginners, because that was for me. First started out, never got a deal before. My biggest fear was canceling the contract because I'm afraid that the seller will come after me, they'll sue me, they'll like all kinds of stuff. But once you realize that the worst thing that can ever happen, the worst. Now, I'm telling you, based on my 12 years of experience, I've never got sued. The worst case is lose my earnest money deposit to the seller. And every single contract that I put, a property that I put under contract, I put a $250 in my contract. And I have all kind of contention on there. Like I can, just like Jenna said, I can walk, like the day before closing, I can cancel the contract and walk away and back out. And worst case is lose my earnest money deposit to the seller. And that's $250.
I started putting in mind that my offers are contingent upon finding an ultimate buyer.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, that I'm so blatant in mine. Like that, if I don't find a buyer, I'm not buying it. I mean, I literally put that in them.
There you go.
So,
and so for me, I look at it, I'll be like, hey, well, Khang, would you risk possibly losing $250 to make $25,000? And the answer is absolutely. Anytime, any day. I mean, would you risk $250 to put a property in a contract to potentially make $25,000? Now, it doesn't even your earnest money deposit doesn't even have to be $25,000. When I first started, it was $10. I have students that put property in a contract with $10 EMD. Okay, and if you tell me you don't have $10 or you're afraid to lose $10, maybe this is not the game you want to play.
Go sell something on Facebook Marketplace. Go sell an old pair of shoes or something. You can get $10.
There you go. Jenna, is there anything else? Okay, so we showed them how to run comps. I know that our time is limited, but do you have time, Jenna, to show them, hey, now that you got the property in a contract, and guys, you want to lock it up for at least 30 to 60 days. The longer, the better, because the longer you lock it up, we just lock a property in a contract. We're actually driving for dollars, and Lon actually saw the property, and she's like, hey, Khang. Anyways, we took down the property address. She sent it over to Angeline, which is one of our VA. They skip trace it. They call the seller up. And then now we have the property under contract. And that's the property that I post a video, me on the phone with the seller. I lock it up on the contract while I was in Hawaii because the seller was very motivated. But we got the phone number from King Data. So if you were driving for dollars and you got the property, just punch into kingdata.ai where you don't have to pay for skip tracing, and it'll show you, the seller's numbers. Now that they got the property under contract, can you show them now how they can sell it?
Yeah.
Find the buyer for it, Jenna?
Yeah, let me pull this up here. Yeah, so like when you guys are in your account, then you can go right back into the property lead section. Like, so let's say that we're in Sacramento. So see Sacramento. I feel like if I spell it the same way each time, I lack creativity, is what I tell myself. All right, so I'm going to come in here then. And now that I have my property locked up, I'm just going to go into cash buyers. So it's going to give me a list of all the people that are buying properties in my area, and they're buying them in cash. Now I'm going to go down to this ownership info. Remember where we selected the in-state? I'm not selecting that now. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to select businesses because I want to weed out the people that, are just a regular, everyday, regular person, not an investor, that are buying properties. I want businesses like fellow LLCs, fellow S corps, fellow investors that are like me and that are buying in cash. And then I'm going to scroll all the way down and I'm just going to look at the last sell date because I don't care about the one investor back in 2016 bought a house. I want to look at maybe the last 3 months. It all depends on your market. Like, there's 83, we may, if you want to list a little bigger, go to the last 6 months, something like that, 132 people. That's great. So basically what we've done is we've narrowed it down to 132 businesses. And could there be a church on here or a hair salon? Yeah. I mean, you could take the time and kind of take a peek and look through them, but most of them are going to be what we want, like AK Investments, something like, some of them like this is going to have an address in it, something holdings, a lot of them are going to be something, REO assets. Like these are all going to be pretty self-explanatory. Like you may get like this one's a construction something, like this one's Skittles. Like you may get like a one that's like, pretty obvious that it's like a church or a hair salon, because again, like we're looking at all businesses, not just investors. But most of the time, like, this one, Realty Investments, like this is going to be pretty much a no-brainer that this is going to be somebody that we probably want to connect with. And then we can basically, all you do is, again, like I'm not in the account that has the unlimited skip tracing, but, I can, I could switch back over, but for the sake of time, I won't. But if you click on them, their phone numbers would pop up right here for you. And all you would do is call them like, hey, like I would just call and be like, whoever this person's name is, because it will give you the person's name that's behind the entity. Let's just say it's Bob. We'll be like, hey, is Bob available? Yeah. Who's this? Hey, Bob, I'm Jenna Hoover. I'm a fellow investor in the area. I'm doing a lot of marketing and advertising, and I came across a property that really is very similar to the one that you bought recently on 40th Street. And I know your time is valuable, but I just wanted to call quickly and introduce myself and just let you know a little bit about myself, about my business, and obviously that I'm getting a lot of off-market kind of deals. And we do have a really great one right now that we just locked down. And I know it's pretty similar to what you've bought before. Are you looking for anything new? Okay, perfect. And it's going to give me their email most likely, but I can double check it. And we can just literally take that list of people, like, this list here that we have of 130 couple people, like you could literally take it. Even if you have the unlimited skip tracing, you can take this list here and we can select them and they're going to show up in this My Leads section, which is basically like our shopping cart. Now you won't have this button that has lead trace because obviously like they're already skip traced for you. It's just this old account that I'm in. But when you go to download them, you can come in here and it would give you a button here that would have to download the skip traced information. So literally it's going to give you a list of all of their emails, all in a CSV file. You could literally copy and paste that entire column and send out a mass email in a matter of like 2 minutes or less. Like you could email all, like assuming we can get all of their emails, but we can literally get the bulk of these people's emails. Like we have like a 90% hit rate, and we can literally mass email all these people, or if you want to email them one at a time, whatever you feel like will help you not get spammed and stuff. But you can literally create like a really simple 1-page squeeze page and literally blast it out to these people super quick.
Yes. Lexer said, can you rewatch this later? The answer is yes. So that's all the time that we have. Jenna, I appreciate you. For those of you who stay on, I'm actually going to call one of my realtor buddy up because we have a property that I'm trying to sell to him. So I'm going to give you guys an insight on how I talk to him. So Jenna, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. But we'll have to do another 3-day challenge, Jenna.
Yeah, okay. We'll do it. And we gotta get one rolling. Like I want to be able to say that I did a deal with you.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Jenna. I appreciate you.
See ya.
Have a good one. Bye. Phil, next time when I have Jenna on, I'll have her show you what a flip filter is because I'm not exactly sure exactly what you mean. There's so much things to the software that I don't like. A lot of people ask me, so Khang, is this your software? No, right? No, it's not, but I am an affiliate, okay? It's what we use. So I would only share with you what I use and what is working. And that's it. Like, I'm not going to go out there and promote a bunch of stuff that is not working. I could, but I won't. I will never do that. Right? So, like, I tell people all the time, there's the right way to make money and there's the wrong way to make money. It's easy to go out there and make money the wrong way, but that wrong money that you make will never stay with you. And if you want to make money the right way, it's always the hardest way. It's the slowest way, but at least that money will stay with you. Okay? And that is something where I was, like, my parents taught me since I was little. They like Khang, right? So it's easy to go out there, scam people, make money, or do it the wrong way. I'm just saying. But if you were to do it the right way, I'm telling you right now, if you were to do it the right way, it's going to be hard and it's going to be long. Like it's just not going to happen overnight. That's just how it is. But at least those money will stay with you, and you can sleep better at night, knowing that you're not out there, obviously scamming or cheating anybody. Okay. So what else? Oh, I was going to call my realtor. And once again, I do believe for those of you, and people said, oh, Khang, you're here trying to sell. Listen, you don't have to sign up for this software. You don't have to, like, you don't have to. You can use other software if you wanted to. And I can only tell you, I've been in the game for 12 freaking years. I've used all the software that you probably think of. I just don't want to mention any names because I'm not here to talk down on any business. I'm just here to share with you. I've been in the game for 12 years. I've used it all. I've tried it all. We'll always try and improve and find one that works the best, that give us the best results. And that's the one that I'm going to share with you. Okay. Well, and also too, is I know that their software, they continue to improve with AI, with technology. And once again, can pricing change from $149.99 a month for the basic plan and the pro plan at $249.99 a month? Can they change in the future? The answer is absolutely. They've done it before. Where when we first, I think when they first launched and I launched to the community, where I think the tools that they have was way more limited, right? Way more limited, right? So you pay cheaper. But once again, whatever price that you get in and you stick to it, your grandfather in, as they continue to add more stuff to it. Okay. So let me call the agent. Oh, I don't think Jenna said, hold on. There's something that she hasn't shared with you where I want to share with you really quick. So for those of you, here's their contact info. Here's their contact support. So if you have any issue, any question, you can email technical support, billing support, whichever one that you want to reach out to them, and they will make sure that they'll get you taken care of. The one thing I know with software, it's just support. I think support has to be on top of it. right? So reach out to them. They're very quickly to respond to help you with any questions regarding, the software upgrade, downgrade, add-on, whatever it is. Earlier, Jenna mentioned about add-on. Here's something I do want to share with you. So let's just say you have the basic plan and you want to add on. The add-on is going to be way more expensive. So if I were you, I would just go from basic to pro, just to go from a basic plan to say, hey, now I want to sign up for the pro. It's a lot cheaper. It's cheaper. Shh. All right. But if you have the basic plan and you go in there and you're trying to do all these add-ons, it's expensive. Like it just costs more. It just makes more sense just to go from the basic to like the pro. You get all that included. Okay. Oh yeah. Let me call the agent really quick. Gosh, I haven't chatted with him in a long time. Hopefully he still, but he's an agent and he has a lot of buyers. We used to do a lot of deals together. So I hopefully that he's still in action. Okay. Now, for those of you who be like, hey, Khang, how can I be a student? I get this question all the time. So there you go. Go coachwithkhang.com if you want to get a hands-on mentorship and be a part of my academy and, network with other students that I have. I think we got about 100 some students, not a lot. But let me show you some wins. Hold on a second. We have a student who just locked up a property on the contract, or who just got a deal sold. Hold on a second. Let me go to my wins. Just the reason I share this, just to give you guys some motivations. Okay, check this out. Send over a wire. I can't show it to you because it has this bank, the routing. $26,000. Just closed the deal. $26,000. Could you imagine? And he's in the academy, so you can go in there and you can network with them. 26 G's. Dude, insane. Here's another one. This is a small one from John. Just pick up this crispy piece of paper up today. It does smell good. $5,000. One wholesale deal. I think he's in a cheaper market. But hey, you know what? I think this is probably John's second or third deal. I'm not exactly sure. But we got a lot of wins in there. Okay. So let me see here. Let me call him up really quick. You don't know that I'm calling, but hopefully he picks up. I mean, this thing with, live. I can't edit this. Making 100 calls plus a call has been forwarded. Making 100 call plus a day. Let's go. Okay, let me try to call him again. Typically, I call people at least twice or 3 times. To voicemail. Okay, he just texted me. He said he's in a meeting. So this guy is a hustler. I like him. So he'll call me back. Hopefully we can get a deal done with him. But the deal that we just got on the contract, let me show you here a video. This is an unedited video, so it might. Here it is. Lon found it. I haven't uploaded this video yet. There's just some editing I need to do. Like, I ain't lying. Okay, so Lon was driving for dollars, and then she got a list of properties, and we were actually bored. And now that Lon got a deal, she's excited. She's like, "Oh, I wanted." So okay, so here's how it works. So here's how my day is. Typically, Lon and I will either go for. So Lon and I will go for a nice 40-minute walk. Right, we usually do 2 miles. And then we'll go for like an hour drive, just a drive, listen to music, chat. I mean, I guess that's how Lon and I hang out. All right. I know some people will go bowling to the gym up in the mountain or whatever it is. I guess that's how Lon and I like to hang out. So, and then one day it was on a Saturday, I think. And then we were bored. And Lon's like, hey, let's drive back to some of the old place that I used to grow. I like she used to go, the old school that she used to go to, the old neighborhood that she used to walk, or the old road that she used to drive. Like, man, we haven't been back there like years, 10, 15 years. So we decided to do that. And then we started to drive around her old school that she used to go. And then she's coming, and then we saw some rundown houses. And Lon's like, oh, Khang, turn around. Like, hey, I saw an old house. Let's take the address down. I was like, Lon, let's not, because I don't drive for dollars anymore like I used to do, because I have everything, like all the VAs just do it. She's like, Khang, please. I said, okay, fine. So I turn around, and then she got that property, and then we got a couple more property address, and then she sent it over to the VAs, and it happens to be able to get this deal under contract. And now Lon wants to drive for dollars all the time. Okay. And that's what happened, man. Once you find a deal, like, so I do more of the front end. Lon does more of the back end. So she does all the hiring, the training. She does all the payroll, giving people a raise and all of that. So Lon takes care of all the back end. She never really go out there and actually find deals like I do. Now that she finds her own deals, she's like, damn, Khang, I want to do this more. Could you imagine now that my VA knows that, hey, with the software that I can go on there and we can just tell the AI to pull the list to skip. And also too, is I want you guys to understand that all your skip tracing is being paid for by me. So when you sign up for the software, as long as you have the software, it doesn't matter if you sign up for the basic or the pro plan, I will take care of you. Now, for those of you who don't know how good you have it, when we first talk about this software, people have to pay 10 cents per skip. And I get so many people who said, hey, Khang, dude, it's getting very expensive. Is there anything that you can do? And it took me a while. And I'll be like, well, what can I do? And I'll be like, okay, fine. So I'll be like, hey, what if I pay for everyone skip tracing who sign up for the software? And there you go. And I still, and I get people all the time be like, hey, there are people who are extremely grateful for it. And there are people who be like, hey, Khang, like doesn't say anything, which is fine, right? So once again, as long as you have the software, you never have to worry about paying for skip tracing again. All of that cost will be paid by me. Okay. Someone said, hey, Khang, advice for getting burnout or discouraged. And I want to be real with you, man. I'm just like you when I first started out. Okay. There are going to be days where you just want to quit. You gonna feel like you're burning out because you're like, hey, I'm calling, I'm texting, I'm doing all of this, and I still can't seem to get a deal under contract. And I can tell you right now, sometimes that you might be doing the things, but you might be doing the wrong thing. So there's things that you need to look at. Like when you get on the phone with the seller, do you record the phone call that you have? Do you re-listen to it? Because a lot of times I can tell you right now, when you get on the phone with the seller, if you don't know what to say, how to overcome the objection, how to handle the call, how to negotiate, it's going to be really hard for you to get a deal under contract. Okay. And a lot of you I think need help with that. And here's something I can do for you. Okay. But it's going to cost you some money. So for those of you who don't know that I have a script, it's called it's called the King Kong seller script. I'm going to show you. I'm going to turn you from a zero into a stone cold closer with the script. It's the exact script that I use to train all of my VAs up. They know nothing about real estate. They're not in sales, and they're able to close deal. So I know if you have it, you too can do it. Okay? I'm going to show you how to get it. It's going to cost you some money. It's an investment, but discouraged and want to give up. I can tell you right now, my friend, is that if you end up quitting today, you end up quitting on everything. You end up quitting on your goal. You end up quitting on your dreams, and you're quitting on all the people that depend on you to succeed. Your mom, your dad, your wife, your kids, to provide them, to give them the life that they deserve, to give you the life that you deserve. If you quit, all I can say is, dude, is you're going to be stuck working for someone until you're 65. And yes, there's days where you're going to feel burnout. You're going to feel like you're giving up. And I do believe that it's okay to take a break, but not a long break. It's okay to like, hey, take a day off or 2 days off. Like, you don't have to keep pushing yourself, man. So when you, but just don't give up. Take a day off or 2 days off, take a break, and then come back and then bounce back. And then you just have to reset your mind, that understand that everybody that became successful have gone through the same road that you have. They have, they felt the burnout. They get discouraged. Okay. But I need you to understand that it only takes you one deal or 1 month to change your life. It only takes one yes. So imagine you take a break 1 day or 2 days max, and then came back and all of a sudden start getting in the rhythm again. And it only takes one yes, my friend. And that one yes can make you $25,000. Like, all the hard work, all the pain that you've gone through the last 3 months, 6 months, or whatever it is, one deal will change it all. Okay? So what I'm saying is that one yes, that 1 month can get you back on track again. So stay focused, stay locked in, and just put your head down and just keep on going. It took me 6 months to get my first deal. And within those 6 months, I feel exactly what you're feeling right now. So I end up having to pay for a mentorship, right? I end up having to pay for a mentorship because I tried it on my own and it didn't work. And I knew that I need the hands-on training. And I'm just sharing with you, this is the real story. So back then, this is 12 years ago, Lon paid $7,000 for a 3-day seminars. And that 3-day seminars did not even teach you anything that I just show you in this YouTube video. But I believe everything happens for a reason. You see, that 3-day seminars is what lead me to finding my mentor. And I pay my mentor to a lot of money, over $100,000. But that $100,000 investment made me $100,000 a month now. Because if I would have never found my mentor, I don't think that I would. I mean, eventually I would do a deal, but I don't know how much longer it will take me. And I was just tired of trying to figure it out alone. That's kind of where I was. I was like, dude, I'm so tired of trying to figure this out alone and doing this all alone. And I really needed the guidance. Like, I knew at that point of my life, like, I want to win. I want to succeed so bad. I have the work ethic that I have no problem of taking action. It's just that I was just really confused of what really even to do to move in the right direction. And having the mentor is what gives me the right focus. He tells me, do this, do this, do this, do this. And when I had problem, I can always come back, call him up, and etc. And that's what really helps me, because I'm the type of person that needs that hands-on coaching. For some of you watching a YouTube video, listening to a podcast, or reading a book, just everything just work. But for me, I knew that I needed that hands-on coaching. Okay. But yes, man, just understand that it is normal to feel burnout and discouraged. You just have to take a little break and then just jump back in again, and just got to keep on going. Winners never quit, and quitters never win. Okay? I want you to understand that. Okay? And once again, for those of you who felt like me and who wants that hands-on coaching and be part of a community of an action taker, okay, that you can leverage, ask questions, get help from, then just go to coachwithkhang.com, fill out the application, and book a call with my team, and see if we're a good fit. Okay? Any other questions? Let me see if he texts me back. Okay, let me try to call him. I want to give you guys more value. This is a long life. He's in the meeting, but he texts me what's going on, so I'm just going to call him. I'm going to sound the deal. Let me text him. Got time to talk? I'm going to call him again. He wants a deal. I got a deal. Let me text him. I got a deal for you. Yes, this is on YouTube. You can watch this live anytime that you want. I think this is probably one of the best video that I've put out. There's so much information in this video. How do you find your first deal, and what types of lists would you suggest I call? Oh, okay. So this is, you guys got to understand, this is 12 years ago. There was no King data. So I had to do a lot of cold call and networking. And at 12, I think, okay, so this got to be 12 plus years ago, probably between 12 or 13 years ago, when there was a lot of deals on market. This is, I think it was back in 2011, 2012, when there were deals on the market. This is after the market crash and things were starting to pick back up again. So there was a lot of listed property on the market where I basically submitted offer to on market deals that were 60 days or older. And that's how I got my first deal. And I actually started out as a fix and flip. My mentor does a lot of fix and flip. He owns over 1,000 rentals now. Over 1,000. We're the same age. I only own 14 rentals because I think our priority is different, right? He likes the big, massive numbers. Lon and I don't want that. We want more payoff. So anyways, so I hire him on, and he does a lot of fix and flip. And if I were to go back in time, I wish that I didn't fix and flip. But once again, I do believe that everything happened for a reason. I've learned a lot from fix and flip. So when I got into wholesaling, it makes things a little bit easier because I've paid the price for the last 4.5 years. I've built a lot of relationship with a lot of house flipper. So I got a lot of cash buyer, and I know what area they buy in, and I know what things are selling for. And when I get on the phone with the seller, I know how much things cost to rehab because I've gone through that road. But it was the 4 years, it was a nightmare. I've gone to the point where I had about $1.5 million tied up, and I've almost lost everything. I almost had to file bankrupt. Okay, I had Uncle Sam on my ass. It was a very scary moment of my life. I've never experienced anything like that before. And that's when I discovered wholesaling. And it's what really saved my life and my business. And I did my first wholesale deal. It came from expired listing. For those of you who don't know what expired listing is people list their property on the market, and for whatever reason, they couldn't sell. They took it off the market. I contacted the seller, met her at McDonald's, signed the contract. I found the buyer in 2 days through my networking, sold the deal, and made $28,000 in like 15 days. And I was like, dude, if I can do this, if I can make $28,000 in 15 days, it only cost me, I think I only put like $150 as an earnest money deposit. And I was like, Khang, so I didn't have to buy this property. I didn't have to fix it up. I didn't have to wait 4 to 6 months to get paid. And the most I risk is $150. I say, dude, this is the game that I want to play. So I shut down my fix and flip operations. I took all of my wholesaling money. I start, obviously finish up all my rehab, get the money from there, put it back into marketing, and then just go and get more deals, more wholesale deals. So I went from 1 deal to like 2 deals a month, to like 3 deals, to like 4 deals, and to the point where I think the most we have done was about 8 deals a month. But you need to understand, I was averaging $25,000 per deal. So I was getting to the point where I was making 6-figure a month. Okay. And then I start hiring unemployed. I start getting VAs, having a team. And now we have a team of like 7 VAs that run my whole entire operations. We actually reduce our VAs because with the software, now that things are, a lot of these AI software are doing a lot of the work. So now what we do, so we went from that to hiring 1 VAs to 2 VAs, et cetera, et cetera. So now we got 7 VAs that run my whole entire wholesaling operation. And that's what allows me to actually, create content, make content, and start building my own personal brand. And that's the key is you want to get to the point where you're not working in the business. You need to work on the business, but that takes time, right? And I know majority of you who follow me, have never done a deal or done 1 or 2 deals. And your goal is to get to the point where, hey, how can I start doing 1 deal a month or close my first deal, etc. So you have nothing to worry about. You can, and with wholesaling, you can absolutely make $500,000 a year all by yourself. Absolutely. Dude, with AI, you can do it all by yourself now. Like with the software, before that, you would have to hire a VAs that goes in, that pull the list, skip trace the list, and then, dude, with this, you go in there with whatever Jenna just showed you, boom. It's all done for you by AI. So you can do $500,000 a year wholesaling by yourself. If you want to get to $1 million mark, you honestly, you only need 2 VAs. That's it. And you can do it. I have students. Okay. That was just, they're starting to do 1 deal a month, which is him and a VA. That's it. Because you need someone to filter and qualify the lead for you. And that's what he does. He have them pull the list, talk to the seller, qualify the seller, set the appointment, and then he calls back and make the offer and lock it up on the contract. You only need 2 people. That's it. And I think you can even get to $1 million a year, depending on what market you're in. Because in some market, you can make $35,000, $40,000 per wholesale deal. Okay? So which means you don't need a lot of deals. A lot of you think, oh man, I need to do 5 deals a month or 10 deals a month. No, you don't. I think majority of you, going from 1 deal every 3 months at 25,000, making your first 100 G's. And then how can I go from 1 deal every 3 months to now 1 deal a month, averaging $25,000 per deal? That's $300,000 a year. And I think if you can get to that point, dude, you can have a pretty good life. $25,000 net. I don't care what city, what state you live in. That's a pretty good amount of money. I think a lot of you can have a pretty good life with $25,000 a month from wholesaling. Imagine if you're able to build a business where you can work remotely with just a laptop, a phone, internet connection, and $249 a month investment, and hire a VA that you pay $3, $5 an hour, and make $300,000 a year. I don't know about you, but that was my dream life 20 years ago, when I was stuck working for someone, making $30,000 a year. Imagine. So let me ask you this. Who here would be happy? I'm just saying would be happy if you're like, hey, Khang, if I can have a remote business that I can control my own time and make $25,000 a month, allows me to travel. I can go on, have fun. Because a lot of times you need to understand, the bigger your goals, the bigger your dreams, the more sacrifice you have to make, which means it's going to take you longer time. The dream life was to be a porn star. Jesus Christ. There's always someone funny in here. So if you have to start all over again from scratch with no money, where would you start and how would you do it? Overclock motors. First off, I need to address the no money. There's no reason why you living in America and say that you got no money. So I'm going to eliminate the no money. Okay? But there are ways that you can wholesale with no money. But I don't like that, right? There's no reason why you don't have any money. When you say no money, I mean it's like $0 in the bank. And there's no way. Okay? You can go. So what I would do is exactly what Jenna showed you. I would sign up for the software. I would go into the software. I would pull the list of tax delinquents or absentee owner. You don't need to pay for skip tracing. Boom. Call them and start making calls. Get the property in the contract. Do exactly what Jenna just showed you. Bam. Go on there and find your buyers and sell the deal. So if I were to start all over, I would just pay for the software, depending on my budget. If I only have $149, I'll pay for the software. And then I'll go on there and I'll do exactly what Jenna just showed me. For those of you who have a bigger amount of money, you have more capital to invest, then I'll go with the pro plan because they give me more options. I'll go with the pro plan, pull the list. And like I said, all you need, so if I go with the pro plan, $249 times 3 months, it's going to cost me. So I need to put away $747. That's all I needed. So less than $1,000. Let's just say $1,000. Just, I'm sorry, $800. Let's round it up, $800. And I do exactly, and I stay committed for the next 3 months. And by using that by investing $800, if I get one deal under contract, I can make $25,000. So if I take $25,000 divided by 800, I can pay for that software 31 years. Oh, I'm sorry. Not okay. Hold on a second. That's every quarter. So 31 quarter. I don't know how many years that is. Okay? But all you need is one deal. You can pay for that software for many years. Okay? And I think one wholesale deal that makes you $25,000 can solve a lot of your guys' problem. And I think 99 of your guys' problem is really comes down to is just learn how to make more money. Who here is stuck at a job that they don't want and they're looking to escape? They're looking to quit, hopefully by the end of the year. The next 6 months. I need you to understand the first 6 months is gone. Is what you do the last 6 months. It's what's going to change your life. Are you going to try to end the year strong? Or are you just going to be a talker and set New Year resolution, but never do anything? Who here, okay, here's what I want to know. Who here is stuck at a job that they like, dude, Khang, I'm so tired. Dude, I want to escape this. Or who here has a business and they're just tired of that business because it takes too much of their time and they're not making enough money from it. And they're trying to find something new. I can tell you this. You cannot do the same thing and expect to get a different result. Is there a better business that can make you more money out there? Absolutely. Okay? But it's not a get rich quick. I know some people comment in here and say, hey, don't fall for these get rich quick. This is not a get rich quick. I will never preach that wholesaling is a get rich quick. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what just happened. Okay, but hopefully I'm still on. Okay, so I want you guys to understand that this is a skill set that I'm teaching you. Okay, and when you have a skill set, you can literally go in any city, any state, and you, my friend, become a money printing machine. Okay, so I appreciate each and every single one of you that's on here. And once again, I wish you guys nothing but the best. I want to see you win, and I want to see you guys succeed. And I need you to understand, okay, that success don't happen overnight. It happens over time. It took me 10 years, man, 12 years to get to where I am today. And before that, I have sacrificed so much. I spent I went from 18, I was living in a shed from the age of 18 all the way until I was 23. 5 years living in a shed when all my friends, families, they were living in nice house, apartment. Okay, I was living in a shed. I was the person that I was willing to pay the price. And I became a millionaire when I was 32. I'm 41 now. So I spent the past 9 years, 8 years, 9 years. I get to wake up whenever I want, do whatever I want, travel wherever I want, do whatever I want, whenever I want, with whoever the F that I want. And that, my friend, I call freedom. And for some of you, you need to get to $25,000 a month, $50,000 a month. I don't know what that number is for you. Okay? But I can tell you, financial freedom, man, if freedom is not enough to motivate you to get out of bed, to put in the extra hours, to work and, to go the extra miles, to make the sacrifice, then I don't know what, I don't know what else will motivate you. Because a lot of you say, hey, Khang, I'm lack of motivation. Dude, freedom, man. Do you want to be stuck in a rat race until you're 65? Do you want to clock in, clock out a job until you're 65? Is there a car that you see and that you're like, oh man, I wish I have the money to buy it, but then you gave up on your goals and your dreams and so you never have it? Or maybe there's a vacation trip that you want to take your family on, or maybe you want to retire your parent. Or just, maybe there are things that you want to do. You want to sleep in a little bit longer. You want to wake up, maybe you only want to work. Maybe you want to get to the point where you like Khang. I only want to work a few hours a day. And the answer is yes. You see, it's not how hard you work, but it's what you do for work that will make you rich. I really want you to think about that. I used to think that hard work, I got to work harder. But it's not. Because some of you work 3 jobs and you make less than what I make in one wholesale deal. How is that even possible? Because it's what you do for work. And see, that's why they pay someone $25,000 a year to flip a burger. And they will pay somebody $25,000 a month to flip a contract. Because everybody can flip a burger. Everybody can flip a burger. Dude, a 10-year-old can go in there and flip a burger. But doesn't mean that they can flip a contract. It's different skill set. So you got to increase your skill. A lot of you are worried about inflation. But the last thing you need to worry about is your skill. It's inflation. You need to worry about increasing your skill set. When you make more money, dude, you're not going to worry about inflation. You're not going to even notice inflation. So focus on what matters. And that is make more money. And the only way to do that is to increase your skill set. And you got to be willing to take risk. No risk, no reward. Scare money ain't going to make you any money. Okay? I appreciate each and every single one of you. Once again, thank you so much for being here. I truly hope that this video will add some value to you. And if it does, boom, smash the thumbs up. And if you enjoy, please share this video with someone that you like. Hey, Khang, man, they need to get into the wholesaling game. Give this video a share. And if you're new, boom, smash that subscribe button. Welcome to the family. And let's go get this money. I'm out. Thank you, you guys. Man, 2 hours.